Police shut us down, down. Police shut us down, down. Police shut us down. Don't stop.
I am the woman, KiKi.
Okay, excuse me.
Femme queen is not who I am. It's a category that I walk. And I want to be clear on that. We are not femme queens. Femme queens is the category that we walk. I'm a transgendered woman.
Yes.
And that's just that.
Okay, well, thank you for educating us, because, I mean, there are people I didn't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure your kids knew that.
Yeah.
Know, but not, and then I don't know if anybody out there watching that knew that, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
But thanks for clarifying.
No problem.
Clarity is what you said earlier?
Clarity's my sister.
Yes, Miss Clarisha.
Come on.
All right, so anyway, so you have a ball coming up, right?
I do.
And this is your first ball.
My first ball, yes.
Okay,
correct.
so before I start asking you about your ball, well, first of all, when is your ball?
March 20th.
Save the date, guys.
2010, Rochester, New York, the Auditorium Theater. I don't know the address. I think it's 875 or something.
Something like that.
East Main in the Apollo Room.
Oh, girl, we got it right here.
Oh, down.
875 East Main Street.
875 East Main, the Apollo Room. Doors open at 7:30. Ball starts. LSS starts promptly at 8:30.
All right. So before we start asking you about your flyer, because you know I'm kind of hyped about that.
Okay.
I want to ask you a couple more questions about your ballroom history. All right.
Okay.
All right. First and foremost, were you always Blahnik or?
Are you serious, Romeo?
Okay. Well, we know we were in the same house together.
Okay.
Well, for those who don't know,
okay.
I mean, come
well,
on.
I actually,
Give us a, like
actually,
your
I
history.
came into the ballroom scene as a Maasai.
A word?
I didn't do anything as a Maasai because that was so brief. The House of Maasai joined with the House of Mugler. And I think I interviewed for the House of Mugler December 06. December 2006, I did an interview for the House of Mugler. It was kind of funny being in the interview because I sat there with another transgender woman, and they just thought we were interviewing the female figures all together. And so they asked us all these questions. They asked her more than they asked me. And then they asked us, so what would your category be in the house? Like, what do you think you could walk? Because everybody knows the House of Mugler is so prestigious. So, like...
Wait. Elite.
Elite was the word. So, they were like, so what do you think you could walk as a Mugler? A Mugler, if you became a Mugler. And the other girl next to me said, Femme Queen Face. And they was like, okay. And then they was like, I was like, honey, I don't know. I'm just so new to this thing. Like, I don't know anything about the ballroom scene. They was like, well, big girl's face. I was like, okay, big girl's face. And they're like, well, you know, big girl's face, woman's face. I was like, okay. And then my father at the time stood up and said, yo, gag. That's Femme Queen Face, Femme Queen Realness. And like the whole room got up and was like, bitch, stop playing and get out. Like, you can't be serious. Like, just clapping for me like, oh, you already know your answer. And it was so funny because we left the room, went to the other side of the building, and then, like, she was nervous, and I was like, I just sat there like, well, they already told me. You know what I mean? So, like, all of us, I think it was me, Keon, Bally, and Jason. We all interviewed the same day. And they came back. And we all got in. I don't think and nobody didn't get in that day. So, like, I was in Mugler for a while. I walked and won my first ball, the POCC ball as a Mugler.
Damn, how'd that feel?
That was amazing. Like,
everybody calling your name?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, first off, like, the Legends Luncheon I went to. You were with me.
I was there,
Yeah, we were there. The Legends Luncheon was intimidating because there was a lot of the other big girls in the scene there. And, like, you remember, they were looking at me. They was giving me evil looks. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I don't want to walk. I'm scared.
Like, they probably heard through the grapevine,
yeah,
but they didn't know.
Like, they was all looking at me like, what's her category? And all that other stuff. So I was nervous. Then, the day of the ball, we were there, and we had met the guy from the movie Baby Boy, remember?
Baby Boy. The
guy that was like $40.
Oh, with Kim Whitley.
Yeah.
Okay, you knew her. I knew him. You knew him. I knew her. You knew him.
Right.
Okay.
So we had met them, and I was like, oh my God, we are like up in the VIP meshing with people from TV. And it was like, it was an amazing feeling. And then, like, my category came. I had knots in my stomach. And then, like, for some reason, like, everybody was going up the front. Remember, I was nervous about the stairs. Because the stairs were like that deep and my foot's probably like that big. So I was like, them stairs are going to be a fool. So I decided to come from backstage. And
yeah, you walked down the back stairs.
Yeah, so we walked down the back stairs and all the big girls were storming the front of the stage. And I came, so all the girls that got their tens were standing right here. And I just came through the crowd and walked to the back and was like, oh, like, don't forget me.
Little me.
You know, and then the Muglares were chanting and then...
Mugler.
Yeah, it was just a real good feeling. Like, everybody calls it gay Hollywood and, like, you have no idea. There was, like, hundreds of people there going crazy, judges going crazy. And, like, I knew then it was like, yeah, this is it. This is about to be my outlet. You know what I mean? Like, this is definitely about to be it.
And you've been storming ever since, right?
Well, actually, as a Mugler, I stormed a couple functions. And then, when I left the house and, I think when I left the house and became Mother Blahnik, it was more about getting a team together. Okay. You know what I mean? You're Mother of Western New York, but who do you have? So, like, I took a while. I think I was Mother in this chapter, in this region for, like, 5 or 6 months before I recruited my first kid. And I wasn't looking for quantity. I was looking for quality. And, yeah, I think taking my time was a good decision. I think I have a really good team.
Who was your first kid?
My first kid in this chapter was Lana. Okay. And what's that child? Suki. Suki and Alana. I'm sorry.
Oh, my baby boy girl.
Suki and Alana were my first 2 kids in this chapter. And then it went from them to Tamika.
Miss of the Year.
Of the Year.
Runway.
And it went from Tamika to Amir.
Runway.
Runway.
Which way runway? European, right?
Yep, European runway. Then it went from...
By the way, his effect at Chi-Chi's ball was really cute. I keep looking at that little tape. It was cute. Before
I just say that, shout outs to Amir. First Butch Queen in Western New York to win in New York City. New York Awards Ball ever. First, like,
he won in New York?
Yes, he won the New York Awards Ball. Man. Amir is the first Butch Queen to win at a major ballroom in the ballroom circuit out of Rochester, out of Western New York. And Tamika 2 weeks ago won in Philadelphia. Yes. First Femme Queen runway from Western New York. Yes. To win abroad. So I'm glad that I have them on my team.
Quality like my quantity, you said,
Mama
right?
loves you. Quality over quantity. Karma walked in Philadelphia.
It's another other year, right?
Yep, Face of the Year.
Okay, that's what's up.
Karma did very well in Philadelphia. He set a couple people. He did really well out of town. For his first ball out of town. I'm excited. Like, I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? Alana's no longer with us. Suki's no longer with us. We have Chimera now.
Yeah, she's cute.
She's up and coming, doing good things. She's taking a little break right now, but she's definitely up and coming, getting her out of town, doing some things. She was final battle at the New York Awards Ball.
She was there too?
Yeah, she was final battle for Drag's Realness.
He was like, we gotta come to this Rochester. Where these girls coming from?
We definitely shaking stuff up because I'm bringing my kids out of Western New York, and we definitely shaking stuff up out of town. So I want to say kudos to my kids.
Kudos.
Mama's proud. You know what I mean? Y'all making me very proud. That's definitely.
That's hot. All right, so let's go on to this ball real quick. All right, I know that's what everybody's waiting for. That's what you're waiting for. All right, so if I read this correctly, it says Mother KiKi Manolo Blahnik presents the Battle Zone the Battle Zone Part 1. Now, I was looking at that and I said Part 1. Does that mean it's going to be a Part 2?
Well, when I look in mainstream ballroom, I see the rumble balls, and I was inspired by the rumble balls. So thank you, Jack.
Yeah. I was inspired by Jack too. We love Jack.
Yeah, so I was inspired by the rumble balls, and ever since my accident, I lost my leg last summer, had to leave Mocha for a while. The ballroom scene in Rochester has dimmed, basically died. So I figured the Battle Zone would be a fresh new start for the ballroom circuit to pick up back in Rochester again, outside of Mocha and agencies having to do balls. Right. So, being a parental figure in the area, I feel like you know, it's time. So
Right.
the Battle Zone, I'm in talks with a parent in Buffalo, and we're trying to make the Battle Zone a series of balls that would switch from city back and forth between Rochester and Buffalo.
Okay.